Welcome to the Master Reset Podcast, where we take you from where you are to where you want to be. Today I'll be focusing on the topic, the desires of your heart. And the key passage of scripture that I'll be referencing is Psalm chapter 37 verse 4, which says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." Now, this is a very popular passage of scripture, and many years ago, I interpreted this scripture in the following way. That if I delight myself in the Lord, if I find my happiness in the Lord, then He will fulfill my dreams. But recently, in recent years, upon studying this passage of scripture and going to the ancient Hebrew meanings of each of these words found in the scripture, I got a completely different understanding of this passage. The original Hebrew word that's translated as delight is more accurately translated as to be soft or pliable. Now, Isaiah compares God our Father to being the potter, to being a potter, and we are the clay. Now, if we inject this meaning and this understanding into this key passage of scripture that I referenced earlier, it will sound something like this. If we remain soft and pliable in His hands, so that He can mold us into His image, then God will give us the desires of our heart. Not fulfill our dreams, but He will place His desires in us, and He will fulfill His desires through us. So it's about allowing our hearts to remain soft and pliable in His hands, as opposed to hardening our hearts. And what happens is, when we go through difficult times, there's a temptation to harden our hearts toward God, to lose our faith in God, to lose our trust in God, because we don't understand the situations and the circumstances that we are facing. But this passage of scripture encourages us to allow our hearts to remain soft and pliable in God's hands, so that He can mold us into His image and His likeness, and place His desires in us, and ultimately flesh out His desires through us. My greatest passion in life is to help people discover God's will and purpose for their lives, and then set them on the path to fleshing it out. If you need help in this area, contact me. Let's set up a discovery call, and let's see where the Lord takes us on this journey.